Hey everybody, I'm Orlando Fox and welcome to my brand new show called Perspective. Everybody has one, what's yours? Look, it's a 3-part show that consists of a talk show, one-on-one interviews, and red carpet events. I'm here at the 2nd Annual Sneaker Gala mental health event that's put on by Roll with the Punches Foundation. We're here at Live Casino and Hotel in Anne Arundel Mills, Maryland. And today we're gonna bring you interviews, behind the scenes, and so much more. Look here, their theme this year is your mental health is nothing to gamble with. But first, let's start the show right now. So the theme this year is your mental health is not to be gambled with. Why is that?
That's because oftentimes in our community, particularly men remain silent. Yep. And by remaining silent, it says you're willing to put your mental health at risk. So this year, Rolling with the Punches is really with It's Okay Not to Be Okay. We're presenting this Casino Royale. That's right. And it's really all about do not gamble. Just simply don't gamble.
Go get help.
Mental health. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to talk about it out loud. It's okay not to be okay.
And so what everybody wants to know is, how do you guys roll with the punches when life becomes difficult and challenging?
Well, really, it's self-reflection. It's building a network of others that continue to either care. We can continue as a foundation to help change the narrative and change the stigma around mental health. But more importantly is how we care for others, how we continue to educate, how we embrace our community, and realize 3 things. Yep. That mental health is not only gender blind, color blind, doesn't care about race, it doesn't care about status. At the end of the day, we're all infected or impacted one way or another. So it's our job to continue that openness, that dialogue, and make sure we rolling with the punches, baby.
Roll with the punches, baby.
Roll with the punches, baby.
My final question before we get into the fashion, what does self-care look like for you?
Loving yourself most importantly first, giving back, and making sure that if there is an issue with you when it comes to mental health, that you go and seek help and not, continue on with the myth that we cannot do that as Black people more so than anything. And it's okay not to be okay.
Hello.
All right, so let's get into the fashion. You guys have done it up, the colors. Let's start with you and your selection, and we definitely want to get a picture of your shoes.
These are Versace's, very comfortable. I ended up blending it with a Miller dress and some nice earrings to pair with it, and also my Balenciaga bag.
Doing it, Sister Joe. Speak to us about this look.
It's very simple. I'm looking for classic. I chose not to wear a tie, but all night long, we're just doing something simple with Tom Ford. And the shoe attire is MCU, baby. Just a good MCM. It's a throwback, homage to the
throwback.
I'm an 80s cat, There it is.
All right, I want to thank you guys. I'll see you upstairs. Hopefully we can have more conversation. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I'll see you. Yes, thank you. Before we get into how fantastic you guys look, let's just really talk about how much attention mental health is getting right now post-pandemic. What are your thoughts?
And I'm glad you said that because it is post-pandemic. I think we have increased numbers of people who are reaching out for therapy for mental health, and has really gotten a lot of attention. I'm excited because my husband actually started his new foundation, the Jamie Tyler Foundation, that surrounds around mental health. I'm excited that we have a numerous amount of therapists, doctors, programs that are willing out to help, those who are in need of some type of therapy. Yeah. So it's, right now we have a lot of awareness on mental health, and it's a good thing. We definitely need it in the community.
Jamie, let's talk about the Jamie Tyler Foundation and why that was important to not only highlight mental health, but for you to personally be involved.
Yeah, I think it was important for me because obviously people saw us on a TV show I caught a lot of flack from my relationship with my son and not taking mental health serious. And I just wanted to be, if I'm gonna use this platform for anything, I'm gonna make sure it's for something positive as opposed to the foolishness that comes with reality TV. I've always taken mental health seriously. I definitely take my family's mental health seriously. And with the Jamie Tyler Foundation, I want to be no confusion that I'm serious about it with family as well as my law enforcement peers and first responders.
And for those who don't know, these are celebrities from Love and Marriage DC, and little Jamie, you guys' son, was trying to manage some of the challenges that he experienced. How well is he doing now?
He's doing better. It's a process, it's not going to happen overnight, but we are behind him 100%. We're pushing him to do better in life. He has a lot of mentors, a lot of friends of ours who are doing great in the community that's also around him to help him do better.
Yeah, just to piggyback on what she said, he's actually assisting me now in the community and speaking to his peers and some of these youth that are unfortunately still troubled and some of them are incarcerated. So I've been taking them over to Cheltenham with Jacob's Ladder. We've been going to Jacob's Ladder facility and he's pouring into the youth just like I was pouring into him. It's great to see.
And I know I'll speak with you guys later, but my final question before we get into the look is, how do you guys roll with the punches when life gets difficult?
When life gets difficult, I roll with the punches, but I also roll with my right hand right here.
That was a good response. That was really good, Irena.
He is my confidant. He's my best friend. And if anything that bothers me, if I have any bad days, he's the one I go to. And of course, God too.
Thank God. That's right.
Yeah, family, man. I lean on Raina as my rock, and I've had many bad days, trust me. I try to, and I got to do better, stop keeping the stuff inside and say what's on my mind, what's bothering me. And she's always that person I can do that to. And that's what's helped for me.
All right, let's get into the fashion. You guys are fashionable people, always fly. Raina, starting with you.
I'm wearing Fashion Nova.
And we believe that, but
I got on sneakers though. I never wear sneakers, okay?
Never wear sneakers.
And my friend is a sneakerhead, and he would hate me if I didn't have on highs. He said mids are out, so I'm wearing high. He should be happy.
Jamie, let's talk about the blazer, the bow tie, the brooch. Get into it, brother.
This is a custom Jamie Tyler jacket. Has my name inside. Connoisseur Paris made it for me. Just simple, little light satin slacks, and then of course they got the Jordans on that match the jacket. So Connoisseur Paris kind of put me together tonight.
So what Jamie really is saying is that he has a line coming in 2025, 26. That's what I'm hearing.
Speaking into existence.
I'll see you guys upstairs. Thank you so
You
much.
look shocked too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
I'll see
you.
you. So let's start with Roll with the Punches Foundation. That name within itself says a lot. How do you roll with the punches when life gets challenging?
Personally, I think about all that God has done for me versus what he has put in front of me. And when I think about those things, I know that it too will pass, just as darkest right before the dawn, all the cliches. Absolutely.
Now, the suicidal rate is relatively high amongst our young people. They're so in tune into social media when we know that many of it is just a fallacy. What say you in terms of your recommendation for those folks that are struggling?
Like Barry said, I really think they need to put their trust in God. I think that God right now has his hand, he's still in control. His hand is still on you. Remember that if you get down, to trust in him. And also we need to have our young people seek mental health and behavioral health therapy. Therapy is the way to go. And if they need medicines nowadays, there's a lot of medicines that help kids through depression and suicide. But I always recommend that a person seeks professional help.
And before we get into how fashionable you guys are, because you guys look terrific, what's your advice to those folks who are advocates and credible messengers, and sometimes working with somebody who has a mental health diagnosis, it can be very challenging?
Oh, absolutely. And to Carla's point, you gotta seek help, because the very first thing in life is recognizing what some of your challenges are. And that's why we started the organization. And we actually created a platform called the 3Cs, which is one, changing the narrative around mental health and the stigma that is attached to it. Two, caring for others. And then three, creating educational opportunities for our youth. And when I say that, you got people like that are coming behind me, Shambe Mitchell, Keith Holmes, Derek Curry. They are mentors to a lot of youth, and they're the ones that youth look to and actually listen to. And so they have to take up the mantle too, and I can't be more happy that they're here to support us.
Sounds good. All right, let's get into this fly look. Tell me what inspired the look. Did you pick it out? Did the wife pick it out? Let's start with you.
Well, first of all, I can't dress it lit. So she picks out everything. Everything I put on, she says, that don't look right. So she picked it out. It was the James Bond, James Bond 007. So it's Casino Royale, so that's our theme. When you walk in, you're going to see Aston Martin that he drove. You're going to see Flamingo girls. You're going to think you're right in Monte Carlo.
That's awesome. Tell me what inspired this beautiful look.
Well, I wanted to match my husband here, so I decided to do a little bling bling.
And let's talk about your sneakers, your choice.
Yes, these are the Gucci, pink and green. I'm an AKA. Shout out to the AKAs.
Barry has on the red bottom.
Yeah, and these are the Gucci pink and greens.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Sharp. Looking sharp. Thank you, Barry. When life gets overwhelming and you have to roll with the punches, what does that look like?
For me is having patience, taking a moment. Don't let the distraction get to me, right? And when I get overwhelmed, share. Open my heart to others. Let them know what's going on, what's happening with me.
For me, I pray. I take it to God and release it to God. Because for me, He's the only one that can really help me with whatever I'm going through. So when it's overwhelming, stressful for me, I just go and take a minute, talk to God, release it to Him, and then I do my meditation and pray to God.
There's so many young people and adults, but many of our young folks that are tuned into social media and they believe that's real life, and they become anxious and feeling anxiety, depression sometimes. What recommendation do you give young folks out there who are struggling? You guys have children.
Right. So we have four, right? 30 young adults, 31, 25, 22, and 21. So
don't get it wrong, Joe.
No.
And about to be 7-year-old
granddaughter. So we understand, and I just share with them things that we see on social media. Sometimes it's just all a facade, right? Where you got to take a step back and really understand what God got for you, right? And don't take everything you see out front full value, if that makes sense, right? So it is a struggle. It's a struggle. So I just tell them, hey, take a step back, focus on what God will have you to focus on. Don't worry about what's going on social media. That's the best thing I can say.
For me, I think a lot of stuff on social media is not real, as Joe said, it's fake. But for me, what's for me is for me, and what's for them is for them. Go get what is for you, and don't worry about nobody else. Because what is for you is for you, and nobody else can take that back from you.
Describe your self-care individually or as a couple.
Oh, individually. My self-care, I pamper myself every week. I do something for myself every week. I have a day a week. Thursdays are my day off. It's for me to do whatever I want. Also, my date night with my husband. So,
self-care for me is being with this beautiful woman right here. That's all.
That's enough. That's enough right there.
That's it.
Enough right there. All right, let's get into the look. Starting with your wife, AJ, you look fantastic. Tell me what inspired this look. Why this particular color?
Last minute.
She's being honest, people.
Last minute, because normally we try to coordinate the color, and my blue did not go with his blue. So I was like, okay, we're going to just be pink and blue, white, black, and silver.
But you guys pulled it off really well.
Right, so I just told her, look, we've been married for 28 years, been knowing her for 33. Wow. At the end of the day, let's do us, right? Don't even worry about it, right? It doesn't even matter, because fashion to me is what you make it.
Right.
And I like a little fashion.
That's right. Fashion, and this guy would dance. You may see some of that dancing later.
Definitely.
Let's talk about the sneaker choice, and it matches with the bag.
I picked the sneakers today.
Okay.
So she went out today. She had some other sneakers. She had your favorite sneakers, the Gucci's, right?
That's what I was because they had the pink in my Gucci tennis shoes. The pink had my Gucci heat in it.
No, I like the Gucci, but not for this outfit, right? So we went out and I saw that and I love the shoe. And so me, I just had these already in the closet, a couple of things. Something different. Yeah, I like to keep it simple.
Well, it was good seeing you guys. I always enjoy your company. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys upstairs.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Asia. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Your mental health is nothing to gamble with. It's the theme tonight. Why is that so important?
Because people go through a lot of things, and you never know what they're going through.
Correct.
So if it's a situation where myself or all of us could assist in helping one through their process, I'm glad to be part of that.
As a couple, how do you all roll with the punches when life gets difficult?
I don't say much. I'm one of the quiet ones to, get my thoughts together, and then I might come out punching.
What say you?
Again, the question?
Yeah, when life gets difficult, how do you roll with the punches?
We make a decision, as long as it doesn't affect our livelihood or the family members. We just make a decision and deal with it, and that's it. Don't just get up with a decision, and that's what we can do. We're not gonna let it bother our mind and stress us out. We don't do that.
All right, so this is the shoe camp segment, and I see that you guys look fantastic, well coordinated. Let's start with you in your beautiful gown. Tell me what inspired this look.
I love black. Black's my favorite color.
And you have on sneakers. Can we get a peek of your sneakers?
These are custom sneakers for our 30th wedding anniversary from our good friends, the Browns.
Okay.
So you gotta check them out for 30 years. Says
It's got 30 years together.
30 years.
30 years.
Locked in 30 years.
In 30 years. Yes. 30 years.
Tell me about your tuxedo and why this tie was selected. This tie was selected specifically.
Well, I wanted to showpiece because of the mental health green for this year. Sure. And since that's why I decided to go green, and coordinated just showing the green.
Who took the longest to get dressed?
Guilty.
All right, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. What does self-care look like for you?
Well, first of all, I don't even really use the term self-care. I think of exquisite self-care because I think that it's the foundation of everything that makes us whole and total and allows us to embody the fullest version of ourselves and then take that into the world and love on everyone with it. So it's us caring for us in every dynamic that we are.
I love that, like exquisite self-care. That is fantastic. What do you say to men, black men, men in general, who see seeking therapy as a weak form of manhood?
Ooh, well, one, I say that that's deception because we're meant to be whole. And if we've had some experiences and we've had some dynamics that no longer serve us, it's self-care. It's exactly what we're talking about. It's exquisite self-care, and it's also love. It's also really valuing yourself enough to be everything that you're meant to be with nothing hindering you.
How do you roll with the punches when life becomes overwhelming and inundating?
Personally, I get still. So I love nature, I go to my faith, so I love prayer, meditation, and I come to my heart. I ask myself what I'm needing, what I'm requiring, and when I tune in and tap into my own intuition, then I follow those steps and I always feel whole.
That sounds fantastic. Let's talk about the wholeness of your attire. Let's get into it from the neckline all the way down to your beautiful gown, your purse choice, and your shoes.
Yes, I skipped the sneaks tonight and had to go with Versace heels because in the spirit of being whole and feeling good and caring for ourselves, I choose to feel optimal, and my sneakers just weren't working out. So for me, I love gold, and I feel myself, and I feel my best in gold. And I also wanted to be comfy so that I can move around and love on people without restriction.
And let's talk about this specific choice, the dress choice.
Yeah, so it's a custom dress that I had made a few years ago, and I used it for a photo shoot and actually had to be on the fly in this week, so I grabbed it out of my closet and just made everything else shake.
The neckline, the neck attire.
I have a crystal line, so I have a jewelry line called Eden. So one of the necklaces is that, the other is Versace, which I just happen to love. My own earrings and a combination of all of them.
Show us the earrings. Thank you so much. That was fantastic.
You look amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How can strong friendships help those folks who are struggling right now in their mental health? Somebody right now is watching this. What do you say to that strong friend who knows they have a friend that's struggling?
First of all, give them your ear and listen to them. Because a lot of people want to vent, and a lot of people don't want to hear they vent. A lot of people don't like the negative energy, but you got to be able to deal with the negative energy to help other people. So I give my ear to my friends, my loved ones, and my audience, to make sure that they get their message out.
Now, as Black men, a lot of us don't believe in seeking therapeutic services and working through our mental health challenges, but we know post-pandemic, so many people are feeling suicidal and anxious. What do you say to a community of Black men who see seeking a therapist as a weak thing?
We have a lot of people that's out here like that, and I'm just saying to come away from that stuff and become a community. Get inside of the community, because it's a community of people that's willing to listen to you. So you, like my buddy, he can't read, so he's ashamed. But he ain't ashamed to me. Sure. He'll come to me because I'll teach him how to, I'll help him along the way. So it's a lot of us out here that's open to that, and we won't make fun of you. We love you, yeah.
All right, now let's get into this look, because I'm telling you, the audience loves this look. It's real slick, maybe Miami Vice. He didn't bow tie it up today. Talk about it.
I just put this together, man. It's I got Armani, I got Boss. I am one of those, and I just love to look good.
And let's just get a look at the sneakers. These sneakers are slick.
Yeah. That's Boss. I'm not a flat shoe type of guy, but I tried them and they work.
Thank you, Miss.
I can box in them.
And you can box in them. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see if you still got it.
See?
Whoa. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot. A lot of men, particularly Black men, feel a sort of disdain, or they turned off about seeking therapeutic services when they're going through it. There are a lot of guys out there that's going through it. What message do you say to the guy out there who thinks that seeking a therapist is weak to your manhood?
It's okay not to be okay. I'm saying, like, all you got to do is find you somebody that you trust and believe and let it out, and find something that you enjoy doing with your time and get it off your mind. Yeah. And I feel like you're not being less as a man if you get it off your mind. Talk to somebody and you'll feel better. Work out, do something that you like. You see me, I like to play sports, talk to my friends, watch a little football, things like that, but I don't really do too much. Those are things I do to prevent myself from going through mental health.
Yeah, and how do you roll with the punches when life is difficult and overwhelming? Come over a little bit. How do you roll with the punches when life is challenging?
I just keep God first. I pray, and I stay strong, and I just keep moving forward. I don't let nothing hold me back. You gotta keep going. That's how you roll with the punches. You gotta keep going. When you fall, get back up, dust it off, and keep going.
How good does it feel that mental health is getting this much attention post-pandemic?
It feels real good, because I ain't know how serious mental health was till I got into it. And I realized it's serious because I know some people don't be able to express it, or they don't have the people or the resources to express it. And that's what we here for. It's okay not to be okay, and to roll with the punch.
That's right. And let's get into the resources of this outfit. Let's go from head to toe, the whole look. Talk to me about your choice, and then we're going to check out the back of the outfit.
I wanted to be different. And, I know green got something to do with mental health. So, I had to come with the lucky green, put it together, color coordination, ready for the red carpet. I just wanted to match the red carpet because I know it was going to be green.
And let's see the back of that jacket, brother.
The back of that. I had to come different. I know I'm the only one going to look like this. Everybody look good. I like your suit, too.
I appreciate it.
You ripping it.
And then let's get the sneakers in.
The sneakers, I had to get the Nikes. These are my working shoes. I feel comfortable because I'm going to be walking and working all night in these. Okay. Seeing how people like the event, and see how it's okay to be not to be okay.
No, it's okay not to be okay. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Yes, sir. How do you guys utilize or engage in self-care when life is overwhelming?
I'm a very spiritual person, so I'm not religious, I'm spirit, so I connect with God, commune with God in the spirit. I pray and meditate, and often sometimes I fast as well, and just helping others and being humble.
I like to enjoy a good bath. It's very therapeutic, and walking. Walking is very therapeutic for me as well.
Roll with the Punches Foundation is the name, but how do you guys roll with the punches when life gets overwhelming?
Keep pushing. That's one of my big things about not stopping. Push, 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 push. Don't stop, and you'll get whatever you want.
I've been rolling with the punches since growing up in Washington, D.C., dogging.
We all been rolling with those punches.
Right. So as Malika said, you just keep going through. I mean, life be lifing. Yeah. You can't give up. You just keep going through and stay true to you and your values.
Now you guys look beautiful, wonderful, handsome together. Let's talk about what inspired this look, who picked what out, and get into your sneakers. Starting with you, James.
I don't know, I had 3 outfits to choose from, and I was like, all right, running out of time, boom. So I used to go Christmas shopping on the 24th every year because I know I go in there like, boom, this one I wear. So I did the same thing. I'm like, I'll just go with this, and I had to look. Royalty is purple, and then when I asked her what she was wearing, her color sort of matched, so I said, all right, let me go home and throw it on.
And these are VV Trendsetter that I got for our Governor Westmore's birthday party originally. VV Trendsetter on the dress and Dolce & Gabbana on the shoes.
And why that particular DG purse?
Well, it was a summer gift from my darling. So why not?
You're doing good, James. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I'll see you around. All right, How exciting is it that mental health is getting this much attention?
Man, I love it, man. I actually been a clinical social worker in the mental health field for 22, 23 years. So.
I'm a clinical social worker. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I got my own organization there, part of my dream too. I work with the juvenile delinquents, behavior health, mental health, man. I love it. We need it. We need more of this. We need to bring it back to the forefront.
What do you say, speaking of juveniles and our young folks that are feeling challenged in life, what recommendation do you give them for those who feeling suicidal, anxious, overwhelmed, and they just don't know what to do?
Man, number one is education. You got to educate yourself, and then we have to provide the resources for them to get the help they need. And I don't think that's what's missing, that resource to connect them to an agency or whatever, and get them diagnosed. If they need to get on medication, get them on medication. Some people don't need medication. Some people just need one-on-one therapy.
And let's talk about this one-on-one outfit that you put together, because you're fly, we like the colors, and we see the spikes up here. So let's get into it, Derek.
Man, you know, I'm different. I like to be different. I like to stand out a little bit, man. And I never wore this. I actually had it about a year and a half ago, got it in Vegas, and I said, you know what? I'm going to wear this tonight.
And talk to us about the sneakers.
Man, you know, Christian Louboutin, red bottoms, and, you know, with the spikes. So I figure I wear this and rock the spikes with the top and bottom.
Okay, let me see something.
All right.
Good to see you, man.
All right, Sean, so how do you handle stressful and difficult moments in life? How do you manage that?
You kind of don't think about it, to be honest with you. Managing in stressful moments, you kind of put it out your head. Don't think about it too much, and get to whatever work you need to absolutely do. Or go to someone.
Yeah.
Go to someone that's very close to you, that doesn't have a real opinion or anything like that, and give you some great feedback. You know, somebody that's just going to listen.
Yeah. Now, boxing, you're a champion. We know you as a boxer, but boxing is a sport, and it's also tied into a form of exercise. Is it another way of purging and getting things out when life is overwhelming? Go to the gym, spa, workout.
Absolutely. You know, when things are stressful, I'm just trying to get something out. I may go for a run, go hit on something instead of hitting on somebody.
Don't hit on anybody, Sean.
You know, you go, you know, you just go work out pretty much. And then I have family. I always kept family around me, man. So it's all about, you know, kind of reaching out to your family members that you know you could talk to.
All right, talk to us about this look. Your black and white, the attire, the shoes. What inspired this?
Oh, man, I just kind of did linen today. Okay. Linen because it's been so hot outside, man. And just put together some black and white, man. You know, I looked in my closet, I said, I'm not going to do anything fancy. I just put on something simple.
That's right. You did a good job, champ. You did a good job. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate
Thank you,
you.
man.
All right, yes, sir. Why is it important for you to be here to make sure that mental health awareness becomes more pervasive?
For one, I have cerebral palsy, so I deal with the disability myself. So dealing with my disability is showing people I got a disability, and I have to deal with that every day. So that's mental myself. So if I can deal with it and go through it, then I can encourage somebody else to go through it.
Yeah. And how do you deal with difficult times when life comes your way at a fast pace? How do you roll with the punches?
I just say I'm here. I'm here. No matter what's going on, good or bad, I'm here. Whatever I can't fix, I fix it the next day. Or if I'm here the next day, I fix it then. But right now, I just look at it. I'm blessed. I'm here. Some people ain't here, so I'm here. That's the way I deal with it.
What's your recommendation to somebody who's dealing with a disability and they're sort of new to that lifestyle and just feels that I don't belong here? What do you say to that person?
Keep living. Enjoy it. God made you that way for a reason, for you to bless somebody else. But you got to find that niche in your gift. Once you find that niche in your gift, you'll bless the world, and then you'll realize how comfortable you are with your disability.
Let's talk about the sneakers, brother. Show them off. Talk to me about the sneakers.
Man, these straight out of Payless, you know what I'm saying? No, I really got them from Sheen. I got them off Sheen, man, and my wife thought I looked good in them, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna wear them.
Well, that's all that matters. If the wife thinks you look good, that's all that matters.
I look good in them.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
And I like the fit too.
Thank you.
In Adidas.
I appreciate that.
You be shopping on Sheen too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. What inspired the shoes?
Back in 1984, I was riding with my daddy, and I've just been a Cadillac fan ever since. It's like my 7th pair I made. Yeah.
Who made those?
I make my own. Wow. Yeah, my guy from Jersey, he do my shirts. My guy from Chicago, he do my hats.
Now, is this a emblem that you ordered and you affixed to the shoe?
Yes.
Wow. How much would you charge somebody to customize?
Between 500 and 700.
Yeah, you have it, brother. All right, thanks a lot. All right, thank you, brother. Thank you. So the theme this year is your mental health is nothing to gamble with. Have you gambled with your mental health in the past? Have you felt stress, overwhelmed? And if you haven't, how have you been able to manage your life when times get challenging?
It's not safe to gamble with your mental health. And sometimes we let it go a little bit too long and then it gets a little bad. But I have gambled before and the explosion has come. But that's just, it's not healthy, it's not safe. And so that is a good message. That is actually a perfect message for the Casino Royale theme. Do not gamble with your mental health, because not only is it not safe for you, it's not safe for you, your family, and the people who love you either.
Roll with the Punches Foundation really is the head of this event. It is their event. How do you roll with the punches when life gets difficult?
Look at here, you gotta have a mean uppercut, two-piece, counter everything. I mean, bob and weave, in life, period. We have to bob and weave obstacles that we may go through. We gotta, knock out things that we don't want in our life anymore that may be taking us down. And roll with the punches is the best way. Like box them, bob and weave, get it up out of here, knock it on out. So just take your mental health seriously and then don't gamble with it. There we go.
What does self-care look like for you?
Alone time. Sometimes you may have to call on someone else to just give you some company, but sometimes you gotta just process what's going on, take some alone time, breathe. Treat yourself maybe sometimes to a spa, facial, or something that is just all about you. Just take care of you for just a second.
Well, let us take care of you by asking this beautiful red dress you have on, what inspired it, and let's get into it.
You know what? I needed a red dress to go with the dunks, and I found it on the boutique line, so it just was like, that's me. I'm a sequence girl. Can't go wrong, right?
Turn around and see.
There it is.
There you have it.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good night.
What does it mean to you that mental health is getting this much attention, particularly after post-pandemic?
I think it's been far overlooked for too long. It's nice that it's coming to the forefront so that people can actually get themselves taken care of and actually address the issues at hand.
I agree. It's an issue that's I'm glad finally to the forefront and that we're addressing it as a whole, as a people, and hopefully a lot of people will be served well for this event and other events like it.
What do you say to men, particularly in our community, but just across the country, who look at seeking therapeutic help as a weakness to manhood?
Well, it's always been a sort of kind of faux pas that expressing yourself is always not a sign of manhood, not a sign of being strong. But in fact, what you find over the years and what research has told you is it's good to express. It's actually worse to hold it in and keep it in and not address it.
When life becomes challenging, how do you guys roll with the punches?
Prayer.
Same thing, prayer, family, and love.
Family and love. And what does self-care look like when you need it and the world has just been coming at you the wrong way?
Just believing in the people around you, your family, your friends, and trusting that they have your best interests at heart, and making sure that you stay humble of who you are and make sure that there's one person that controls everything, that's God.
For me, finding something that's pleasurable to you, for me, it'd be 18 holes of golf.
Here we go. Now let's get into the fashion. Both of you guys look fantastic. Let's start with you, from the headpiece down to the sneakers.
Okay, I don't recall the dress, but the shoes are clearly Nike.
Yeah. And that beautiful necklace.
Yes, that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that.
That either.
Okay, why the color black and white? Why?
I'm not sure there's a particular reason. I just like the coat, like the black and white. There's no real reason.
And your sneakers. Let's see the sneakers.
Ferragamos. That's it.
So according to the National Institute of Mental Health, in 2023, over 50 million people have been diagnosed with a mental health disorder. What are your thoughts?
I think we're in a place now where everything's online and people are just engaging with stuff that they shouldn't be seeing and maybe distract themselves with stuff that's not important. And then as men, at least, women, society's just kind of climbing down, and it just affects everyone mentally, and it's kind of draining. The world around us isn't perfect right now, never will be, but it's definitely causing some people to be down, and it sucks.
Yeah. Now, when life becomes challenging for you, dealing with stress, anxiety, etc., how do you roll with the punches?
I roll with the punches. To think of a Bible verse, I think of Jesus wept. I think of what he went through on the cross for our sins, and I know that wasn't easy. I know mentally that had to drain him to the point where when he was praying, he was bleeding, and I use that as motivation. I go to church and I balance myself that way whenever I'm mentally down and I need to pick me up. I go to God.
For those folks who are watching and they're feeling suicidal and uncertain about life, what recommendation do you offer?
For me, God. I think church, community. Even if you're not religious and you just want to seek a good community of people, you can go to a local church and really meet some incredible people that way.
Let's get into the fit. You have the cowboy attire, the hat. Let's talk to me about that look.
Honestly, we kind of, last year I just wore some kind of plain normal suit. I wanted to be a little bit different this year, kind of express my southern side. Born and raised in Maryland, but I love Texas, so I wanted to go with that outfit. I love westerns, cowboy hat, the bolo, even got a nice pair of cowboy boots. That's the theme this year for me.
Cowboy boots, no sneakers, but you did a great job. You look fantastic. Thank you so much. Great job. Thank you. What's your role here today?
I am the Secretary and Treasurer of the Roll with the Punches Foundation.
Roll with the Punches Foundation. How do you roll with the punches when life is challenging?
Every day, man. We got to get up and face it one day at a time. And so what we do is we get up, we put a positive mindset on, and we get to work.
What do you say to America and those who are watching that's struggling every single day? I was just looking at some statistics that said 50 million Americans are struggling with and have a mental health diagnosis.
It's closer to 60 million, actually.
57.
Yeah. And so it's a remarkable thing to think about. I mean, it means there's somebody out here struggling with you. And that's what we wanted to do here today, was change the dialogue, create a narrative that allows people to understand that it is okay to not be okay. And everything's not going to be perfect. And sometimes you just need a little bit of help, and there's some people here along the way that want to help you out.
And what does self-care look like for you?
It's different for everybody. For me, I like to get in the gym. I like to spend some time in there, burn off that extra energy, and then I get back to work. For me, I meditate. I need to get my sleep in. I need my 8 hours, hydrate, keep good health, nutrition, but I like to be in the gym. That's where I spend my time.
What's your message to young folks who look at social media for their guidance?
That's a great question. It really is a great question. And it's a tough one to say because there are great resources online and there are people doing great things and making an impact out there. And there's a lot of information out there that's not very helpful either. And I would just say, if they don't have to live with the results, if the person giving you the advice doesn't have to live with the results of that advice, then maybe find somebody who does, that's in your community, that's in your local network, that has to live with those results or has the results that you want to see. And then take some advice there and start there.
Absolutely. And I guess we'll take some advice from you regarding your fashion. Let's get into it from head to toe.
Hey man, I love this Gucci. You are clean.
I appreciate that.
Gucci, very nice. Yeah, Armani tonight. Just went clean tonight. I got to have my Louboutins. I don't leave home without them. They go everywhere I do.
What does it mean to be a part of an organization like Roll with the Punches and the work that you guys are doing? Do you feel like you're meeting your goal? Are things attainable?
Absolutely. I mean, we're making a difference in our communities in what we do. We're changing the narrative. We're creating opportunities for individuals at Johns Hopkins, Howard University. Interns have been helping us develop our mission. We've helped provide college resources for her as well. We're also helping to do caring. We're caring for others as well. Those are our 3 C's, and that's our mission that we stand by. And we need people to come out and help. And we appreciate everybody tonight. I mean, it's been a year. It's a lot of work for a year. We're really grateful for our sponsors and our donors for coming out. We have a fantastic board that really want to make a difference. And we're starting to see that impact really develop here with their 2nd year around.
And I want to thank you guys, Roll with the Punches, for allowing me and my new show, Perspective, to be a part of this. This is my 2nd year and everything is going well so far. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you for helping us.
When life is challenging and overwhelming, how do you roll with the punches?
Roll with the punches by making sure you do your self-care and you check your mental health all the time, because mental health is real, and just taking good care of yourself.
But somebody who's watching would say, how do I check my mental health?
Meditation, eating well, exercise, and lots of good sleep and water. That's it.
Therapy. Definitely therapy. I would say take advantage of it, use it, it's necessary. Therapists are your friend, and just be aware of your mental health and, do the best you can.
What do you say to young folks or young adults that are on social media, have not determined that all of it is not real, but they begin to feel pressure. They begin to feel anxious and overwhelmed and depressed because they can't be a part of the mass of everything that looks good. What's your message to that person out there that's struggling?
My message to that person is to do it in moderation. Social media, it has its positives, but it definitely has its negatives. So I think it has overwhelmed this generation and it dominates their life and their time. So I think doing it in moderation and definitely taking breaks from it and realize that all that glitters isn't gold.
Absolutely, I agree. Don't be afraid to be yourself, because 9 times out of 10, what you see online is not real.
Let's get into the fashion, because we know that's real, starting with you. From head to toe in your sneakers. Tell us about your outfit.
Head to toe. Okay, so I have this tulle gown. I forget who it's by. I have my little Prada sneakers, and I'm real comfy, and this is a cool event to be at.
Again, I don't know who the dress is by. I forget. Jordans, 11s. That's about it.
And the bag.
Oh yeah, bag, YSL, of course.
And this sort of shorts or shoes, you want to see, there we go. Ladies are looking fantastic.
And the calves are from LA Fitness.
The calves are from LA Fitness. How often you work out?
3 times a week.
Awesome. You guys look great. Thank you so much. Yes. How do you roll with the punches when life gets difficult?
So for me, I'm a man of faith. So I definitely like to tap into the Word of God. That's my source of connecting to who I am and where I'm going.
And what's your feeling about how much attention mental health is getting right now, post-pandemic?
I feel like it's revealing a lot about people and, how we were so busy in life and work and stuff that we weren't paying attention to our own selves and how important it is. Not to go off topic, but, slavery and effects, all of that stuff has kind of hit everyone. So, and I know it's not just to the Black community, but especially in our community.
All right, this is the Shoe Cam segment. Talk to me about what you're wearing, what inspired this entire look. Give me the real with it.
So I heard it was a black tie event. I'm kind of out of the whole black tie, so I wanted to do a Chinese collar. I always like my velvet blazer. This is not Gucci or anything like that. It's just from Express. I love throwing this on with some my Concords. Yep. And I wanted to keep it simple. Some tuxedo pants with the stripes on the side. Keep it real simple, real classical with a gold lion chain.
You look sharp, bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah. The National Institution on mental health. According to their data for 2023, there are 50 plus million people dealing with a mental health disorder. What say you?
Yeah, so for me as somebody who is a clinician, I see a lot of people now that are actually getting past the stigma of mental health and starting to seek services. So I actually see a big shift, especially in communities of color.
And what do you say to our young folks that are struggling with mental health, considering how much social media is not as real as they believe?
I would say to them to guard against being isolated. Isolation and depression are connected. So finding ways to connect in a healthy way, trying to be around good people, make sure you got the right energy, and then never be too proud to ask for help.
Yeah, and Roll with the Punches Foundation has put this on, but how do you roll with the punches when life gets challenging?
Well, for me, being a mental health therapist, I also have a therapist that I work with. So I just make sure I maintain my touch points. If I feel myself getting stressed, I try to operate and use the right coping skills.
Yeah, tell me about this fit. What inspired it? Why you put it on? Let's get into it.
Well, I mean, I'm back in black. It's hard to mess black up. But then I always like to give them a little pop with my shoes. So, I try to put it together the best way I can so I can come on and represent for my people.
Absolutely. You did a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
50 million people in the United States have been diagnosed in 2023 with a mental health disorder. What say you?
It's like a new light because me growing up, we didn't have a lot about wellness and everything else like that. So it's not a big drastic number for us because it's always been there, but now we are identifying it to get help to people that need that help. So I like that.
What do you say to men who don't feel positive about opening up and sharing some of their trauma and willing to be vulnerable?
I think they should talk to somebody, even if it's their best friend. And maybe, the best friend might be able to egg them on to seek professional help and, maybe through their job or something like that, through their program.
And how do you roll with the punches when life gets difficult?
When life gets difficult, I coach youth basketball, so I go out and I help the youth and just calm the nerves down, take a quick walk or something like that, fresh air.
Okay, speaking of fresh, you look fresh to death, as Dougie Fresh would say. Talk to us about this attire, brother. What inspired the look and the sneakers? Let's get into it.
Okay, pretty much it's basic. Everything you see here, I have some Jordans on, and that's what I explain to the youth. It's all about basics. If you can start with the basics, have a good foundation, then you can lead yourself anywhere.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Mental health has been receiving a lot of attention post-pandemic, and people are struggling in their mental health. What recommendation do you give a young person who's on social media and feels overwhelmed with life?
My biggest recommendation, honestly, would be to turn the phone off. I know you get in echo chambers where you just get these negative things over and over and over again on like your TikTok and your Instagram and things like that. So just take a little bit of a break from the screen time and it'll help a lot.
Yeah. How do you deal with life when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed? In other words, how do you roll with the punches?
What I do is I rely a lot on my community. I have a great community of like-minded people who kind of help me through things that I can talk to, that I can confide with.
And for those people who don't have individuals in their lives, what's your recommendation for finding someone who's willing to be supportive?
I would say there's a lot, especially with the internet. I know we kind of just talked about staying away from the internet, but there's a lot of resources online for you to find therapy, for you to find like-minded people, that kind of thing.
And let's get into your fit. What inspired the colors, the connections, and let's talk about your sneakers.
Well, I'll be honest with you. We're part of the media team, and our companies are black and purple, so that inspires the shirt and the suit. And then I've always loved Air Force One, so just had to go with the all whites.
There we have it. It's okay not to be okay is what Roll with the Punches says, and we've heard that a lot in society. Why is it important that that message gets out to the public?
I think it's extremely important for that message to get out to the public so people understand that they have options, that they have resources, that they aren't alone. It's really important for people to understand that you can find support and you do have support when you need it.
There's a community of people out there that are struggling, feeling suicidal, feeling depressed, anxious. What message do you say?
I want to send them a message that we are here for you. We are a community. We are in this together, and you are supported, and you are loved. A lot of people don't get that message of you are loved, you are covered, and you are supported.
And when you're feeling inundated with life and overwhelming, it's just one of those days where you're going through it, how do you roll with the punches?
I really try to find my center, my serenity. That sometimes is just going outside, just breathing a fresh breath of air, looking at the sun and being grateful in a moment of almost taking yourself out of the chaos and really just finding your center. That's how I try to just keep myself even keeled.
And speaking of finding something, speak to how you found this beautiful dress. Let's get into it, including your sneakers.
Thank you. So this is actually probably vintage at this point. I got this from Nordstrom's many, many moons ago. Can't even remember the designer, but I just wanted to keep it classy, sleek this evening. So I did the black with the pandas, and I think they're just a classic sneaker.
Thank you so much. This was great. So this entire event is the second year that Roll with the Punches Foundation has put on to bring mental health awareness to the forefront. How do you roll with the punches when life gets difficult?
You know, it's very easy for me, but I will tell you, I know it's not easy for a lot of people. You have to have a positive attitude, number one, right? And you have to understand that this too shall pass. You have to understand that nothing lasts forever, okay? You got to weather the storm and push yourself through it and ask for help. That is key. Asking for help is very important.
What do you say to those who say that's easy for you to say, but that young person who is living in foster care, life feels overwhelming, there's nothing to live for, and the suicidal rate is really high for a lot of our young folks? What recommendation or advice you offer him or her?
Well, you're bringing up points for me as a kid who was in an abusive home, single mother, grew up in poverty, understanding those trials and tribulations. Look for the resources that are close-knit near you of people that can surround you. Remember, it always takes a village to raise one child. So it takes a community to get behind people. Look for that community, embrace the community, and heed the advice, and just know that you're going to be all right.
What does self-care look like for you?
Mental, first and foremost, okay? Mental clarity is very important to me. Number one, who are you surrounding yourself with, right? Who are you considering your friends? How are you eating? How are you maintaining your body? Are you really taking care of yourself holistically, first and foremost? Because if you're not taking care of your body, then the mind will automatically corrode itself. So you have to learn how to take care of yourself from a physical standpoint. So nutrition, I would say, is key.
This fit is key as well. Great recommendation you gave, but talk to us about why all black? Does it say anything? And then let's get into the sneakers.
You know, I'm a Jay-Z fan, and I remember a long time ago, all black everything, you know, and, you know, it's funny because this is plaguing our community at a higher rate than we've ever seen before. So this is almost an homage to the fact that the all black everything is that understanding what this is doing to the black community as a whole. So this is sort of my way of just representing not only the cause, but the people that is newly being impacted by the mental health movement that's happening here in the United States.
Great response. Talk to me about the sneakers.
Just doing some Ben & Jerry's, you know, just doing some Ben & Jerry's. It's an ice cream kick. I'm an ice cream guy. It's my favorite snack. I felt like it was the best thing to do with it. But peep the socks, too. I had to put the green socks on. Okay. Right, I had to put the whole sock game in there, too. So, you know, trying to represent as best I can.
And let's wrap this up by saying to people that it's okay not to be okay. But why should people understand that it is okay when you're not doing well?
Well, you just said it. It is okay. Who is not okay?
That's right.
You know, people need to understand the facade and what people show out here is just what that is. Everybody on this planet has an issue, right? You're not alone when you're facing with those problems and those things that you feel might be so hard on you. You're not by yourself. Every person on this planet is dealing with an issue of some sort. And they need to understand that, right? And as soon as you understand that you're not alone in that battle, right? So then you have to beat yourself up. You're not isolated when it comes to mental health and the way that you feel. And you're not the first person to ever feel that way. So understand that and embrace it. And then figure out how you can get through it. Again, I can't stress it enough. Ask for help. Be open and honest first with yourself and then with everybody else that you're trying to get help from.
I think that was an excellent point that you said. You're not the only one who feels that way. So I want to thank you so much. That was critical. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yep. How do you roll with the punches when life is getting the best of you?
Orlando, that's a great question. I know when I was little, my grandma always said, you know, keep going. And she also said, if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else will. I think nowadays men don't do the best job of speaking about the troubles they're dealing with. And I think there's no shame in asking for help or asking a friend to speak to. And that's really what gets me through my days, especially the tough ones, is having good people to speak to.
So many young people are tuned into social media and they're overwhelmed with anxiety, stress, and suicidal. What recommendation would you give?
I would really recommend, kind of as I said earlier, and I know with men in particular, we don't do the best job of airing out, our dirty laundry or things we're struggling with. So I think surrounding yourself with people who are a positive impact in your life, finding hobbies that are healthy, both mentally and physically, will play a tremendous impact on your mental health.
How would you describe mental health as getting this much attention in society?
I don't have the exact data, but I know that the suicide rates in this country is way too high. And I think that is extremely alarming. Nowadays, with technology being such, especially with entertainment at the forefront of our everyday lives, I think it's taking people away from real live interactions like this. And the more we can get out and interact with like-minded people, the better we'll be.
Terrific.